I was checking out Dad's stream today, actually, this evening, and check the numbers again. I got 8, 9, 17. Add them up to yours, and it's still 2 11s. So 2 becoming 1, and 29. So I hope that's good news. But I realized that on the 5th, he had 8 to 5, 9 hours. And at the end of that stream of 5 8, so 93, so 3 5 93, the day I was born. That's very sweet of him to have done that. I take it as sweet. I mean, I'm not asking anybody to do that, to even mention anything about my birthday, but I mean, it's nice seeing it. I'll say that much. Um, yeah, I think he would make a good dad. I don't know. He said something like, not on my neck, and my neck is hard. I'm like, that'd be a good way to keep a kid from scratching themselves. Or a grown adult, an adult son. Like, not on my neck. My neck is hard. And then he said something else that should probably be between us. But been looking into more numbers, and my favorite so far is no 9 to 5. It's 96. I really like that one. I don't know. I gave my dad's work 2 weeks, or at least I'm going to. And if they don't call me by the end of the week, I'm gonna try the welding place. And if I have to, I'm gonna try to get on to the turkey loading, where I'll just load turkeys out of the houses into trailers again. But that's what's going on with me. I kind of want to talk about the videos I made last year around this time. Um, about my character Major. You do see a Nazi swastika on the door, and I wanted to do it like that. Set that in 1933, so literally just a few months after Hitler got elected, and before, let alone the Holocaust, but a lot of the killings and book burnings had even taken place yet. And I wanted to draw like a comparison to what is going on now, or what happened last year where so many people elected Trump because they actually thought that he'd make their lives better. And a big part of why Hitler got elected was because of inflation. But there was also a lot of hate, you know, that got him elected back in Germany. I based that character Major off of somebody I was working with who was 20 years old, and he's a really nice guy and really charismatic too. Like, you just loved it when he talked to you, and if you got to work with him, you know, you kind of, it made the day better. But he would talk about how he would just keep getting shit from his old boss at his old workplace. And, you know, I think people in his family. So I kind of wanted to do something like, well, how about we have this guy who's kind of around all this stuff? Like, it would be like white nationalism back in Texas around that time. That was in 1933. Although that stuff was sort of leaving but still there. And of course you had Jim Crow going on. But, you know, and it's like maybe he had some really terrible views about black people. But, you know, you sort of the family that he had around him. And that was the point I was making, like, to take him away from all that, to try to give him a chance, you know, to maybe not be that hateful. And it's like, you know, once you're getting into Nazism or white nationalism, how people who are already there want to break new people down to the point where they'll be able to get them to believe anything they want. Um, I don't know. It's like, I think people would have to be really insane to think that I would actually think Hitler was okay or Nazis are okay. I mean, what hits me hardest is how the Nazis were treating trans people, because I know the history of Weimar Germany was kind of progressive in some ways, where, you know, trans people and queer people had a better chance of living lives without being, you know, discriminated, although that probably still happened. But at least they had a better chance and not and weren't just attacked like they were once Hitler took power. I mean, I know about the book burnings too. It's like, in how I've lived my own life, you know, and knowing that if I had been there in that time, somebody, some Nazi probably would have shot me in the head And that's something to think about. But, and I wrote about that too, where, I'm not, maybe they were together or they were lovers, but queer people or trans people talking about how they were dancing up and down the roads as though they were in the movies they had been watching, the films, and seeing or hearing about the book burnings. And at the same time, and all that, weddings are still going on, and people are still eating at restaurants. And still the fear that one might lose the other because they got killed. I don't know, like people can say, I mean, I guess people can tell me what I wrote down. I mean, I don't know if I should just laugh it off or, I don't know, just not take it seriously, which I probably should just not take it seriously. But it's like, how could I even be adjacent to somebody like Hitler or the Nazis, knowing what they did to Jews and trans and queer people? I also said that I thought I was fighting for my soul. So how could I be somebody like that awful? You know? It's like, how could I? And um it's not good, that I wrote about uh tenant farming in cotton fields. I know like cotton fields have sort of racist undertones. I mean, but it happened like that. I wrote about the black houses being further away from payroll than the white houses. I mean, I didn't decide that. The United States of America decided that. Even when Jesse died, that character Jesse I wrote, I didn't kill him. The United States of America killed him. And I know even the white characters aren't really good people either. And that, yeah, a lot of bad stuff happened. And maybe the wrong person died when they should have been, saved. But, I mean, bad things happened in the past. So I'm going to write about bad things happening in the past. I want to point out the bad just as much as anybody else. And it kind of helped me out too, because I got to realize things about myself. Like, whenever I would think about, if I heard a woman screaming, you know, I kind of was realizing, I would just automatically assume that she would be a white woman. And then I'm like, well, I realize that, and it's like, that's just something to kind of think about, and hold on to. And the black characters and even most of the white characters I put in those videos, I've held on to for 11 years. I have characters and ideas for whatever story I would tell that I've held on to for 11 years. And then last year, I put those characters and ideas together with what was going on in my own life. And I managed to make these videos that I needed to make. You talked about in your text free episode about Marilyn Monroe, how to get to the good, you have to dig through the bad first. So that's what I was doing. But I mean, if you want to bring up the lynching, I mean, in 2016 was when I saw my first photographs of actual real lynchings that really happened to real people. And my reaction was like shock and horror, but honestly not knowing what was worse, what they had done to the black man or the smiles on the literal kids, white kids, like little smiles and genuine happiness on these kids' faces, and not knowing which one's more horrific, to be honest. And I mean, people can say, that it's bad how I made the videos and wrote things. It's bad. And yeah, that was the point. I mean, that was the point. It's like, I think I balanced it out though, with dysfunctions. I think literally in every family I wrote about, there's certain levels of dysfunction. Some very severe and some really not, but still dysfunction. It's like, I mean, and I can't really expect people to just know what I meant by it, but the idea that I could write about horrific things happening and be happy about it, that uh, I mean, gets me off. It's like, that's just preposterous. That's not who I am. And I'm glad I made those videos because in a way, they did uh, make me into my own whole with the sum of its own parts. Although I'm not sure what the sum of those parts are, but I know it's a whole. Um, and Maria and Samuel were real people too. I mean, that really happened. I was talking to this person for a couple, actually longer than a couple of weeks, but things started going really well, and I really thought that I don't know, I might actually date this person. But then like this, I walked away when I shouldn't have. I think that's what happened, and she got mad at me, you know, and I think she was right because if I really wanted it, I would have went and made sure I knew what she said before I just walked off. And then I don't know, maybe just to make me mad, but she hooked up with somebody else when she knew I was there to hear it, and I mean she was upset too though. And then when I did walk away, uh, we we did hear somebody crying, although I'm not sure it was her. But I mean that's how bad that situation was, that moment. And then for the next 4 years, like nobody I was working with even came up to me to even really ask, sort of see if I wanted a date. And even when one person did, I just blew that too. I mean, but I mean, I know that's what happened. I mean, I know that it's was me socially not being there to be able to um actually date somebody. I mean, or to approach somebody to date. I mean, I don't feel bad about it, and I think coming to terms with it, you know, is what I needed to do. I mean, and maybe nobody actually thinks I'm like this awful piece of shit, but I mean, it is worth talking about it though, I think. I mean, I always sort of stayed away from politics without really, I don't know, trying to get into it or be seen getting into it. It's like it's really not my thing. I'd rather write or make YouTube videos, but like I don't think I could really get into politics the way like Dad or the others get into politics. I mean, I still care about what's going on. Oh, this video's pretty long. I should leave it at here where it's at, but I'll talk to you later. All right. Take care. Bye.